Welcome to my YouTube channel. By the end of this video, you are going to be learning the 5 red flags to look out for whenever you are buying a landed property. And trust me, so many persons have landed themselves in so many issues and land disputes because they were not able to identify these red flags during the buying process, and the issues came up after they might have already purchased the land. So to save yourself money, to save yourself stress, to save yourself so many landed property issues, you are supposed to watch this video to the end. And trust me, number 4 will blow your. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so that so many persons that are in need of this video, this information, will get to see it just as we are seeing it now. So let's dive right in. The first important red flag you should always look out for whenever you are buying a landed property is unclear boundaries. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions, I've gotten a lot of concerns, I've gotten a lot of cases when it comes to unclear boundaries. So many persons run off to make payments for a land, probably because they are getting it at a cheap rate according to them, and during the long run they get into so many land dispute cases. If you are not able to notify and have clear boundaries of a landed property, it will be a very wrong move for you to go ahead and make payments. And one of the important ways to avoid this kind of issues is to have a team. If you are an investor that wants to buy a land, you should have a team, probably a legal team, a survey team, and a realtor who is a professional in the real estate industry that can help you navigate through the processes. So the importance of a team can never be overemphasized. Always have a surveyor who would help you verify, even if you are given a map of the land. Always have a surveyor who will help you verify with a properly documented area and square meters of the land, so that you understand that what you are seeing is what you are getting. Don't make the mistake. Anytime you see or you notice that the boundaries of the land is unclear, it is a very big red flag. Don't go ahead and buy. The second big red flag to always look out for when you are buying a land property is environmental concerns. Environmental concerns are very big red flags. You get to know if the land is a wetland or is a dry land. It is always advisable to purchase dry land when buying a landed property. And so many persons will go ahead to advertise some lands in disguise of a dry land, when in real life it is a wetland. So it is very important you always look out for these lands yourself. Go to the site of the land, check it out yourself, and confirm if it is a dry land or if it is a wetland. Now, I'll give you a very important tip of the best time to buy so that you can understand if the land is wet or dry, because I get the questions a lot. It's buying during rainy season. If you buy a land during rainy season, then the rainy season will get to expose every aspect of the land when it comes to the environmental factors. Because during dry season, you rarely identify lands that are wet or dry, because every land during dry season is definitely dry. So during rainy season, you see the drainage, you see everything about the land. So it is very important, if you are buying a land during rainy season, you go to the site yourself and see for yourself if it is wet or dry. The third one is access issues. Now, pay very important attention here. Access issues are very important issues. Some persons often trivialize it. I've seen in so many cases where investors have decided to trivialize the problematic effects of access issues. But let me tell you this, it is very important you don't go ahead to make payments if you notice that a particular landed property you are trying to purchase has access issues, especially if you are buying for flip or if you are buying to invest for future returns. This is the reason why I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell you a brief story shortly. So a friend of mine reached out to me some time ago to help him market a property for him, because I'm a realtor in Owerri Imo. The property, he got it about 6 years ago at 650,000 naira. And when I asked him his listing price, he told me the same 650,000 naira. I was surprised, because landed properties are supposed to appreciate, right? I know you are thinking what I'm thinking. But then, what happened? When I began to dive deep into the issue to find out what really transpired, why is it that this land has not been able to appreciate, and he was in deep need of the funds, and he was devastated while selling the property also. When I got to do some assignments, I figured out that it was due to lack of accessibility. In fact, the access route to the land has been damaged twice as bad compared to when he got the property about 6 years ago. So you see the importance of accessibility. I'm going to give you this as a tip of advice. Properties don't have appreciation values on their own. It is people that give properties appreciation through habitation, infrastructural development, and what have you. So landed properties on their own don't have appreciation value. So if the access route of a particular landed property it is not good and it has been adamant for years, you get to see that even some persons that are in that area will be looking for greener pastures by going to some places that have. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, whenever you are getting a landed property and you notice that the exit and the entry route is not very accessible, it is a red flag and you should not go ahead buying the property. The fourth one is outstanding liens. It is this part is very important. Pay attention. So many people have been defrauded. So many people are facing issues. So many people are going to court every day because they do not pay attention to this red flag that I'm going to share with you. Outstanding liens. It is very important to pay attention and do your due diligence to understand if the property you are buying has a debt attached to it. In case you don't know what liens is when somebody acquires a mortgage through a land or with a land as collateral, the person that borrowed or that lent the person the money is now a lien. So if there is any debt owed that was taken with the land, it is very important you try to do your due diligence to understand. Why I'm sharing this with you is that it can cause you a lot of issue. You get to purchase a property for 2 million and you are going to court every time and you are spending more than 1.5 million already just to secure and to verify that you are the owner of the land and there is no issue. Then what is the essence of purchasing the land? So what I'm trying to tell you in essence is that you should always do your due diligence. That is why you need a legal team, you need a lawyer to help you verify and validate if there is any outstanding debt or any encumbrance around the property. It is advisable you don't go for the property. It is a very big red flag. The fifth and the last one is survey and mapping errors. Anytime you notice this kind of error while buying a property, it is a big red flag and you should be cautious. It is advisable if you don't even go ahead with the transaction totally, because survey and mapping errors can cause a lot of disputes while using the land. If you purchase a landed property that has survey and mapping errors, it can be argued that you are not the right owner of the property. And even if you've paid money and you have a receipt of payment, then you will face a lot of stress and headache trying to defend your ownership of the land. I believe nobody that wants to purchase a land, especially for investors, would want to face this kind of unnecessary challenges and headaches while purchasing or while using the land you've purchased. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, whenever you notice mapping and survey errors in a property you are about to buy, it is always advisable you don't go ahead with the purchase. You've just learned the 5 red flags you should look out for when buying a landed property or when making a purchase of a landed property. And trust me when I tell you this, knowing these 5 red flags and being able to identify them will save you a lot of stress in the nearest future and will save you a lot of money in the nearest future. So I believe you've gotten value. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so that it will help other persons who are in need of this knowledge. You might actually be saving someone some stress and some headache in the nearest future by liking, sharing and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And it will also help me to identify some other content. It will also help me to know that okay, what I'm doing is actually valuable and I'll be more motivated to look at some of these helpful contents in the nearest future for you, and you also be notified among the first person.
Throw your hands up if you with it, drop it.